Today in this session we will start with a new chapter, chapter number 10, Microbes in Human Welfare. So see students, today we have to learn the microbes in human welfare. Here the word is microbe. Okay? You have learned in the 11th science that what are called as microbes, which can also be called as microorganisms. Micro means whereas they are very small. They have a very small size. Okay? So small sized organism or very small sized organism, they are called as microorganism. Like for an example, bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. These are called as a microorganism. But when we hear that bacteria, virus, fungi, then suddenly there is a strike in our mind that it relates with disease. They are pathogens. They are harmful to us. But all the microorganisms or all the bacteria, viruses and fungi are not harmful. Few of them are also beneficial to us. So today we have to learn that. In this chapter we have to learn that which microbe, bacteria, viruses and fungi are useful to us. They are beneficial to us. So here the name of topic or name of chapter itself says that they are microbes in human welfare. Okay? So here we are going to start with microbes in human welfare. This microbe has number of advantages. Few of the microorganisms have a number of advantages and they are useful or beneficial to human being in various aspects, in various fields. So in which field they are going to be useful? So first of all, we will start with microbes in food production. Okay, microbes, they are going to be used in a food production. Okay, this is the first important use of the microbe in the production of a food. Okay, so let's start. Before I start the application of this microbe or the usefulness of microbes in a human aspect or human welfare, first of all I want to tell you that in this chapter you have to remember the names of number of types of microbe. So you have to keep ready or you have to prepare what kind of the products and what are the uses of the product that are prepared by the microbes. Okay, that we have to learn. So one thing you have to clear that you have to remember the names of microbe. Okay, so let's start. The first one is food product. How the microbes they are useful in the production of a food. So let's start the first one. Here the Lactobacillus. You might have heard this word Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is a bacteria. It's a bacteria. What is its use? It converts milk into a curd. So the production of a curd, okay, that is with the help of a bacteria, what you can call it as Lactobacillus. This bacteria, Lactobacillus, they are useful in the conversion of milk into a curd. And curd is one of the important food product. Okay. Apart from Lactobacillus, some other bacteria like LAB, okay, that you can also call it as lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid bacteria. This is a full form of LAB, lactic acid bacteria. They are also useful in the conversion of milk into a curd. And thus the curd is going to be prepared. Curd is going to be prepared. Okay, so this is the first use of the microbe in the production of a food. Lactobacillus or lactic acid bacteria, both are useful in the conversion of milk into a curd. Okay, so how the process of production of the curd takes place? You know that how you can prepare a curd. In the preparation of a curd, in the one vessel, okay, in the one vessel, you have to take a milk, okay, or you have to take the buttermilk. Okay, this is a milk, you have to take it in one vessel. In this vessel, you have to add a starter or inoculum. Okay, what you have to add? A starter, or you can also call it as inoculum. Okay, what is inoculum or the starter? As an inoculum or starter, you are adding a small quantity of a curd. Okay, this is acting as a starter and inoculum. So once you add it, this curd, it contains a bacteria. Which bacteria are present? They contains either lactobacillus or lactic acid bacteria. So what it converts? It converts or it digests the protein or milk protein and coagulate it. Okay, and thus there is a production of curd. Okay, there is a production of curd takes place. So this is the first use, how you can prepare a curd, okay, with the use of a bacteria. First you have to take the milk or buttermilk. In the milk and buttermilk you have to add the starter or inoculum, that's a curd. Okay, then you have to keep it in a certain conditions. Okay, here you have to apply a certain conditions. Okay, so inoculate it, what we call it as inoculation. Okay, inoculate. Once it inoculate, the bacteria that is present in it that digests the milk protein and the coagulate. Once the coagulation takes place, the production of curd takes place. Okay, when this bacteria, they are going to be generating milk into a curd, along with that it generates also acid, that what we call it as lactic acid. Which acid is produced? A lactic acid is produced. This acid have a capability to digest the milk protein. Okay, they can digest the milk protein. So when there is a higher amount of this lactic acid is produced by the bacteria, obviously the curd taste becomes changed. Okay, so દહીં મોડું હશે એનાથી ખાટું થઈ જશે. કેમ ખાટું થાય છે? Because it generates lactic acid. It generates a lactic acid. Who generates a lactic acid? Bacteria. They generate a lactic acid. So thus the curd is going to be produced. The advantage of this method is that when you prepare a curd by this advantage, it also improves the quality or the nutritional value of a curd. So here the curd that becomes a rich in. Okay, the curd becomes rich in vitamin B12. Usually for a vegetarian people, there are very limited sources of vitamin B12. But if you consume such product, okay, the curd which is prepared by the bacteria, lactic acid bacteria or the lactobacillus bacteria, then it is rich in vitamin B12 and the person can also get this vitamin B12. Even the advantage of this curd is such as that advantage, the curd, now the curd that is produced, it has a bacteria, lactobacillus and the lactic acid bacteria. So it helps in checking the disorders of, it checks the disease of or disorder of digestive system. Okay, so what it does, there are two types of bacteria. One is a good type of a bacteria and other one is a bad type of bacteria. Both type of the bacteria that exist in our body, good and the bad, both type of bacteria are going to be exist in our body. But here, this curd bacteria, they are useful to us. They kill or they control or they prevent the growth of harmful bacteria in our stomach and digestive system, and they protect you. Okay, so when you have a digestive indisturbances, then you have been told that you have to consume the curd, because the bacteria that is present in the curd, they control or prevent the growth of harmful bacteria. So thus that prevent the disease of digestive system, or it has a check on the harmful bacteria that leads to a damage into a digestive system. So this is about the first product what we can prepare from bacteria. Clear? Or microbe. So again repeat, how the curd can be utilized or how the microbes they are useful in the preparation of a curd. These two strains, Lactobacillus and lactic acid bacteria, both are bacteria, remember. They are useful for conversion of milk into a curd. How you can prepare a curd? You have to take a milk or buttermilk, then you have to add a starter or inoculum. Usually the curd can act as a starter or inoculum. Okay, then that is going to be inoculated at certain time period. Okay, So lactic acid bacteria that generates a lactic acid. Lactic acid digests the milk protein and coagulate it, and that leads to a production of curd. This curd that is produced, it is rich in vitamin B12, and the bacteria present in this curd, they check the disease of digestive system. Okay, or they prevent the infection of digestive system. So this is the first product that is prepared from the microbes. Okay, food product that is prepared from the microbe. Now I move ahead with another product which you can prepare from the microbe. The another product which is prepared from the microbe is the duff. Okay, variety of duff can be prepared, and this duff can be utilized for the production of idli, dosa, etc. What are the idli and the dosa? In the idli and dosa, we make or prepare a duff. This duff, it is rich in the bacteria. These bacteria, they help in the fermentation product. And this idli and dosa is going to be prepared. Okay. So the puffy appearance of this idli and the dosa, that is useful for the puffy appearance of this idli and dosa due to a fermentation of a bacteria or fermentation of the food product by a bacteria. Okay, because during fermentation carbon dioxide is produced or carbon dioxide is generated, and thus it is used for the preparation of idli and dosa. So this is a second type of food product what you can prepare. The duff can also be prepared. Okay, the duff can also be prepared to make a bread. Okay, a bread. But here to prepare a bread, it needs utilization of yeast. Okay, we are adding the yeast to prepare a bread. So you have to remember the name of yeast which we are adding. The yeast is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, this is a name of a yeast what we are adding. Okay, this yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used to prepare the bread. As it is used to prepare the bread, this is called as baker's yeast. What is another name of it? It's called as baker's yeast. Okay, clear? So here to make a bread, we need a yeast. Yeast is a fungi. It is a microorganism. It's a microbe. What is the name of yeast we are using to make the bread? It is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It can also be called as baker's yeast. You know that the bread or the palm, they have a puffy appearance, fully gailuous. That puffy appearance is due to a production of carbon dioxide during the fermentation by this yeast. Okay, carbon dioxide is released during the fermentation. You might have learned the anaerobic respiration in the 11th standard. Okay, in anaerobic respiration, when fermentation takes place, okay, fermentation is a type of anaerobic respiration, carbon dioxide is generated, and that carbon dioxide gives a puffy appearance to a bread. Okay, so this is going to be useful. Next, another food product what we can prepare with the use of microbe is toddy. Okay, what is a toddy? Toddy is traditional. It is traditional South Indian. It is traditional South Indian drink. Toddy. Toddy is traditional South Indian drink. For the preparation of this toddy, the microbes are useful. How the toddy is prepared? The toddy is prepared by fermentation of sap of palm tree. Okay, by fermentation of sap of palm tree, this toddy drink can be prepared. Okay, so the preparation is done by fermentation of sap of palm tree, toddy. What is a toddy? It is a traditional South Indian drink. Okay, and thus we can prepare it. Apart from that, okay, apart from curd, apart from idli dosa, bread, toddy, we can also prepare one of the famous fermented food product, and that is cheese. Okay, cheese is produced by a fermentation. Okay, cheese is produced by the fermentation. Okay, the famous one, the Swiss cheese. This is the very famous cheese. The cheese from Switzerland, it's very famous one. What we are commonly call it as Swiss cheese. Okay, this Swiss cheese that is prepared by a fermentation. Okay, that is prepared by a fermentation. Which bacteria we are using here? Remember, Propionibacterium shermani. This is a bacteria which is used for the preparation of a Swiss cheese. Okay, it is used for the preparation of a Swiss cheese. Okay, apart from that, you can say that another form of a cheese is Rockford cheese. Rockford cheese, that is again a famous cheese. Okay, Rockford cheese. This cheese is prepared by the utilization or fermentation by mold. Okay, so these are the two different types of a cheese that can be prepared by the fermentation. Usually the cheese that is going to be prepared by fermentation, but you just have to remember the name of the microbes which are useful in the preparation of these two type of a cheese. Swiss cheese is prepared by the Propionibacterium shermani, and the Rockford cheese that is prepared by the mold. Okay, so these are the food products. They are prepared by fermentations of biomicrobes. Even you can also prepare the ensilage. Ensilage. What is an ensilage? The ensilage is a food for cattle, or it's a food product for cattle. Okay, and that is ensilage. It is also done by, or that is prepared by, fermentation of you can say food product, waste food, fermentation of a waste food. Okay, so thus we are going to prepare it. Okay, so these are the few of the food product we can prepare by fermentation. Okay, they are prepared by the fermentation. Okay, so this is about a role of microbe in the production of food. Okay, I again repeat, which are the microbes they are useful in the preparation of a food product. Lactic acid bacteria or Lactobacillus, they are useful in the preparation of a curd, how that we have already discussed. Idli and dosa, they are also prepared by a fermentation of duff by a bacteria. Bread is also prepared by the fermentation of duff by the yeast. Okay, here idli dosa by bacteria, remember, here bread by yeast, like the name of yeast which we are using, it's called as Saccharomyces cerevisiae, okay, which can also be called as baker's yeast. Toddy, it's a traditional South Indian drink that is also prepared by the fermentation of what? Sap of palm tree. Cheese, it's a product of fermentation. The Swiss cheese is produced by Propionibacterium shermani, a bacteria. Rockford cheese, that is prepared by the mold, a kind of a fungi. Ensilage is a food for cattle, and that is prepared by the fermentation of the waste food product. Okay, so thus we can prepare the different types of the food product with the use of microbe or the microorganisms. So thus they are helpful for human being and the human welfare. So that today we have discussed the microbes in food production. Student, today you have to prepare the names of microbes which are utilized in the preparation of different food product. In the next session we will learn that the microbes, they are utilized in the industrial scale production or the industry products, that we will discuss in the next session. Till then students, keep learning, keep watching, like and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.